Okay, this is to introduce Victory Lonnquist, who's joining us for breakfast here at Gilbert's on Main.
Yes.
And why don't you introduce yourself and tell a little bit about your history with Standing Rock and what you do outside of that. Before that.
Okay. My name is Victory Lonnquist. I am an EMT, wilderness EMT, former firefighter. My background is in search and rescue, avalanche search and rescue, rope search and rescue, Coast Guard medical person in charge. In addition to that, I was a teacher and also have a background in marketing and events production. I put on the intertribal event for New Year's Eve here for our brothers and sisters struggling with alcohol and drug recovery so that they could have a sober event to go to at the Duwamish Lodge. I was invited out to Standing Rock by Elena White Eagle to help with the native school. When I arrived, the school was closed, and I went up to Sacred Stone and found that they actually had no medical personnel. Someone got hurt and asked if there was a medic, and so I came running and found out that there wasn't really anyone else. And that's the main camp, that's the prayer camp, that's where we hold the heart of the movement. So I got to work and formed a team and set up a medical tent, and our team inventoried and really just started creating a clinic. Michael Knudsen, who is on the Healer and Medic Council for Standing Rock with me, he's kind of the health and medical coordinator. He named me the on-ground point person for that, because the big struggle that we're having with the movement is actually keeping long-term people. A lot of people are leaving their families and their jobs to come, and they can only stay for 2 weeks. So if you have someone who gets the training and is in point and people know to go to them and then suddenly they're gone, really hard on the infrastructure. And so Michael asked me to stay for the long run, and I went down to Shichangu, which is Rosebud Camp, found that they had no medical and hadn't been getting donations or supplies. And so I really saw that there was a huge need for resources and for on-the-ground people. So I left there after about 3 weeks of working 24/7, sleeping about 1 to 3 hours a night. I was asked by a chief up there to help with ceremony, and so I was his medical, they called me medicine person, but I use that term carefully. And so I stayed up with the dancers all night long, and then we stopped at 6 a.m. and I'd go to sleep till about 7:30, and then I'd get up and do medical all day long. But I loved it. I loved it. You know, I love being of service. My heart is with Standing Rock. So I've come home to Seattle. I quit my job. I moved out of my house. I'm committed to Standing Rock. I think what's hard for me and other long-termers is, how do we get paid? There's no money for long-term support. So that's a challenge, how to support the people that are out there. The second challenge, of course, is the winter. It's minus 45 degrees out there, is my understanding. At Shichangu Camp, it's even worse because it's right off the river, so we get all the wind. And even when I was there, it was dropping probably low 30s, maybe high 20s at night. And when I would treat a patient, I mean, we were both freezing while I was treating them, even in the tent. And so we're really looking for Arctic domes, yurts, really how to last through the winter, because we want to keep this movement going. So I really need help and support. I'm happy to be the point person. I need to figure out how I can survive and stay out there. And I love to network. That's just something I naturally do. So I've been out here. I'm on the radio tomorrow. I've been out here doing fundraisers and promoting. Made an announcement at Indigenous Peoples Day yesterday that we really need doctors, nurses, medical people, and that they could contact me. I'm one person, and my family keeps going, you need to get paid. You have bills. And I'm like, no, it's not about me. It's about Standing Rock. So, you know, that's the challenge, right, to any movement. But this is worth it. You know, we are fulfilling prophecy here, and we are coming together in a good way as Oyate's family. And I can't think of anything more that I want to do than be at Standing Rock. And I hope you can help.
Thank you, Victory, for your service. And by the way, who is filling in for you in your absence? It's now October 12th today. Who's there while you're gone?
So I created a team while I was there. Wonderful, amazing people I'm so honored to work with. And 2 of those team members are still on the ground. I talk to them every day and check in and see how they're doing, see what our needs are. I'm also talking to Michael Knudsen and Linda Black Elk as needs be, usually Michael, and just seeing where we're at and what's going on. And also I'm an admin for the Medic and Healers page that is on Facebook for Standing Rock, so I get to see the emails that are coming in and out and keeps me a little bit in the loop. But what I'm doing out here now is really needed too, because we don't have the really good cell service or wireless there to be able to be reaching all these contacts. Yeah, we have to go
wireless
to the casino.
and good connectivity is going to be an important feature for doing a media center through the winter.
Exactly. So what we call Facebook Hill, which is in Big Camp, if you're AT&T, you pretty much don't get any reception. Verizon is a little bit better. Dallas Goldtooth and Myron have been wonderful resources for us in getting information out, but for most of us, we don't really have reception. But my understanding is they're working on an all-camp Wi-Fi boost and cell boost, so hopefully that's coming along.
Well, again, thank you for your service, and we'll YouTube this right away and get the word out, and then send this to Phil. By the way, Victory came to us through Carlo Vole, who's a wonderful stalwart in the cause, one of my go-to men since Occupy, and so Phil and Santos picked up on this as well, that we should try and optimize your use and service and try to build something around this while you're here in Seattle. So thank you so much for all of your service and coming in, and we'll put the word out beginning now.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, Scott.